Ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting for us. Ann Wilson is on the phone. She's here to talk about the Ann Wilson Thing solo EP and heading out on the road, playing some dates already. Ann, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Good morning to you.
Thanks for doing this. I've been on your website for like the past few days, the AnnWilsonThing.com, and I'm totally loving the solo stuff. It sounds fantastic.
Oh, great, good. You like the website and everything.
Yeah, your website, like for me, Ann, websites that are just like easy to use, navigate. That our radio station website's getting redone, and your site was perfect. Like I found what I was looking for. I listened to a bunch of songs and clips and some video stuff and saw the tour dates. So yeah, and I loved the sound. I played Fool No More, a little bit of that earlier, and kind of a little bluesy, huh?
Yeah. Fool No More is our first single. It's it's very bluesy. It's heavy. It's I like singing that song.
It's really
fresh.
Yeah, it's super like, obviously people, and this isn't your first solo record, so people should know that. But when I was listening to it, I thought, wow, I like Ann's voice on this, because for me, that was the first time that I heard you sing something that was a little bluesy, a little bit of soulful, and that's kind of like the tone for the rest of the album. Is that fair to say? Well,
it hasn't got a singular tone to it. There's a version of For What It's Worth that's really, really upbeat and rhythmic on there. That's not very bluesy. There's a version of Ray Charles' Danger Zone that's pretty bluesy, mm-hmm. with a little sort of jazzy edge to it. So we kind of dance around a lot in different areas.
So, Ann, for you, was it nice to be able to go into the studio and know that you were going to be able to craft and put this record together basically however you wanted, right? Like, nope, I'm not assuming that there wasn't any pressure from the record label, but it seems like you had a lot of creative control over this, right?
Oh, sure, yeah. It's always fun in the studio, and we took the song Ain't No Way right off of the live stage. So, you've got everything from very carefully crafted studio stuff to wide open live stuff on the EP.
And what's different from going into the studio now as to when you first started rocking back in the day? I mean, obviously the technology has improved, but what's remained the same for you when you're in the studio?
Well, just the feeling of being immediate, the feeling of immediacy. It's very easy in the studio to sort of clench up, mm-hmm. to not be able to relax and to get what they call red light fever. And whereas I'm more of a live performer, so for me it's easier on stage than it is in the studio to just relax and let go and sing well, So that hasn't changed at all. I still have to go in there and go, okay, just calm down, just settle down, relax, let her go.
So when you do the live shows, whether it be with Heart or the Ann Wilson Thing, do you get nervous anymore, or do you feed off of that adrenaline and excitement?
Normally I don't get that nervous, mm-hmm. live. We just played a couple of shows at the Hollywood Bowl with the Hollywood Symphony, and I was nervous those days because it was very formal, and it was Hollywood, and it seemed like the whole world was watching, But normally I don't really get nervous. I know how to center myself to go out there and do that, and just sort of be there, really be there. So it's fun. It's nourishing.
So with the Ann Wilson Thing, again, folks, the website is the AnnWilsonThing.com. You're playing a lot and of smaller, more intimate settings with these venues. And that has to be kind of nice, right? From going from the stadiums to being in a room where you can interact with people. How has that been so far with the Ann Wilson Thing?
It's been really great. We've only done one show so far with Ann Wilson Thing in San Diego at the Belly Up Club, and it was just a great night. It was just really excellent night. Like you say, it was intimate. We could see the people. We could feel their emotions up close. And I think by about halfway through the set, we were able to relax. And, I think you could compare it to being with someone in person. And at first maybe you meet them and you're a little bit tense, and then after you talk for a while, pretty soon you start to just ease up, and then you're really together. And that's how it was the other night. So when we're starting our tour actually tomorrow night, and we hope it goes that way on every show.
Well, it seems like it will, and that's such a great analogy because you yourself just got married recently, so you kind of, you experienced that personally and now professionally with the Ann Wilson thing in these smaller venues. And there's so many of them in the Midwest here in Iowa or Chicago, as you know. So I don't know how far you guys are looking for the Ann Wilson thing, but we would love to get you back in the Midwest. You got to know that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're going to take it as long as we can. We're very excited by it, and we're going to keep on doing it for as long as we can.
So, Ann, I was on the Ann Wilson Things Facebook page, and I guess shame on me for not knowing, but you were like, I was looking at pictures from your sketchbook, and you're incredibly talented artist. I had no idea. Like, you could design a wardrobe for little old me, right? I mean, it was really cool.
Well, there was a time after I graduated from high school that I really dreamed of being a fashion designer, and I went to art college after high school to learn how to use the media and all that. And it became obvious to me that I wasn't really enough of an artist to do that, and I was much more interested in music. But thank you very much for your compliment. The fans were starting to comment on the clothes I wear on stage, and so I'm thinking of starting a clothing line, and just sort of put some of my sketches out, and we're thinking about, maybe starting that up and seeing what happens.
Well, I think it's a great idea. Before I let you go, again, if you're just tuning in, that's Ann Wilson, the AnnWilsonThing.com, solo EP, and heading out on the road tomorrow night, kicking things off. And for you, looking back, and obviously the incredible success with Heart and now the solo stuff, you really, you and Nancy have empowered a generation of women to want to front bands or at least attempt to break into the music business. What advice would you offer for any young women that might be listening to this right now that are interested in music or the arts? Let's go from there.
Well, the advice I would give young women starting out in the music industry is don't expect it to be, anything like easy. And you can expect disrespect. That sounds harsh, but it's true. I mean, some things just haven't changed that much where women in entertainment are concerned. You have to really be good and respect yourself, and don't let other people disrespect you. I think it's hard for any women in entertainment because of all kinds of reasons, because of body image, because of age, because of like women are expected to do everything twice as good backwards in high heels.
Right.
That's an old feminist saying, but it's true. So they have to really be really dedicated and ready for sacrifice. Work hard.
That's very well put. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time this morning. I know you're busy. Congratulations. The solo record is great. I'm excited for the tour. I hope we get you through the Midwest. And folks, go to the AnnWilsonThing.com for more info. Ann, have a fantastic day, okay?
I will. Thank you very much for talking with me.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.